These are the cars you won't find in showrooms because there might only be one in the whole world. You ever see a car so strange, so rare, you have to stop and ask, what even is that? These aren't your everyday rides. These are the kinds of cars most people never get to see in person. Some were made for racing. Others, just one or two ever existed. Today we're going back in time to look at the rarest cars ever made and the moments they first hit the road. Trust me, these aren't just rare, they're unforgettable. Let's start with one of the strangest inventions ever. Put on wheels a car with a propeller on the front. Yeah, like spinning blades. French inventor Marcel Leya thought early cars were too bulky, so he built a lightweight wooden frame and added an airplane propeller to push it forward. It was called the Helica, and only 30 were ever made. The idea was wild and honestly kind of dangerous. The spinning propeller didn't just block the driver's view, it also blew wind straight into their face. Imagine walking in front of one of these things on the street. Terrifying. Only 23 were ever sold, and the rest faded into history. But today, if you're lucky, you can still find one hiding inside a car museum. Now for something massive. The Bugatti Royale wasn't just a car, it was a challenge to Rolls-Royce. Ettore Bugatti wanted to build something so luxurious only royalty could afford it, and he did. This thing was over 21 feet long and weighed as much as a small truck. Under the hood, a 12.7-liter engine originally meant for trains, and the price? Triple that of a Rolls. But here's the twist. No Royals bought it. Only 6 were made, and just 3 were sold. It was a victim of bad timing when the Great Depression hit, and suddenly, no one was buying million-dollar toys. This one made history. Only 2 Mercedes-Benz Uhlenhaut coupes were ever built. One of them sold in 2022 for $147 million, the most expensive car sale ever. And when it first hit the road back in 1955, it wasn't just fast, it looked like something out of the future. Named after the engineer who built it, Rudolf Uhlenhaut, the car could reach 180 miles per hour. He actually used one as his personal car to commute. Talk about flexing. In the 90s, while everyone else was building gas guzzlers, Honda said, let's make a solar car. Enter the Honda Dream 2. It was built to compete in the World Solar Challenge, a 800-mile race across Australia. It didn't look like a car, it looked like a spaceship shaped like a turtle. But it worked. It averaged 56 miles per hour using only sunlight, and even stored extra energy in its huge battery pack. It was built for one purpose and one race, and only one exists today. Okay, this one's a monster. The Shelby Cobra Super Snake was basically a race car with no rules. Carroll Shelby built only 2, one for himself and one for a friend. The friend drove it once and gave it back. Why? It was just too powerful. The Cobra could hit over 200 miles per hour. Shelby kept his, and it became one of the most dangerous cars ever made. The other one crashed into the Pacific Ocean. So yeah, only one's left. And it's worth millions. Imagine a car grown from seeds. Sounds fake, right? But in 2010, Mercedes unveiled the Biome concept. The idea was to grow the car from something called biofiber, power it with bionectar, and release only oxygen as exhaust. It never made it past the design stage, but the fact that they even considered it? Crazy. Only concept sketches and mock-ups exist, but it still earns a spot as one of the rarest ideas ever put on wheels. Who doesn't want to drive the Batmobile? In 2022, a custom-built, street-legal replica of the Batman v Superman Batmobile was spotted, and yes, it breathes fire. Built on a massive Ford Raptor engine, the thing weighs over 4,000 pounds and looks like it's ready to fight crime. It's not for sale, and legally it can only be driven in Dubai, but still it exists. One car, one city, one very lucky owner. Most people know the iconic gull-wing Mercedes, but what they don't know is that there's a much rarer version made from lightweight aluminum instead of steel. Only 29 of them were ever built. The lighter body shaved over 170 pounds off the car, giving it a serious boost in speed. These weren't just for showing off, they were made to race. And today, If one ever shows up at auction, you're looking at a price tag north of $6 million. Not bad for a car from the quote 50s. Ferrari teamed up with Pininfarina in the late 60s to build something radical, the Berlinetta Speciale. It looked like a spaceship with wheels and had a massive glass rear-engine cover that showed off its V12 like a trophy. But it was just a prototype. It was too bold for its time, and Ferrari never put it into production. Still, it inspired the design of future Ferraris for decades. Today, only one exists, the original concept car that first appeared at the Geneva Motor Show in 1968. Built for speed, the Jaguar C-Type, short for competition, dominated Le Mans in the early 50s. It was fast, light, and aerodynamic basically, a stripped-down racer born from the already fast XK 120. The C-Type could hit 140 miles per hour back in 1951, and for that time, it was blazing. Only 53 were ever made, and when one went to auction in recent years, it sold for over $13 million. Not bad for a car that looks like it came from a black and white film reel. What happens when you take the driver out of the race car? You get Robocar, the world's first fully autonomous racing car. It made its debut in 2017, designed by the same guy who did the vehicles for Tron Legacy. It looks insane, like a spaceship crossed with a Formula One car. Underneath that body is a brain powered by AI, sensors, radars, and satellites. No steering wheel, no driver's seat. It races itself. Only a handful of them were ever made before the RoboRace project went silent in 2022. Still, it made history. Yep, a car shaped like a giant hot dog. And believe it or not, it's real. The Wienermobile started as a marketing stunt in 1936, and it stuck around. Over the years, it got bigger, weirder, and honestly, kind of iconic. The latest version is 27 feet long, and only a handful exist, each driven by hot doggers who go on tour across the US. It's not fast, it's not luxurious, but it might be one of the rarest and funniest cars on the road. So what do all these cars have in common? They were built for a moment, a vision, a wild idea someone believed in, even if no one else did. Some made history, some vanished, and some became legends just by existing. Whether it's a fire-breathing Batmobile or a solar-powered turtle, these rare cars remind us that the road is full of surprises. If you had the chance to drive just one of them, which one would it be?